Hello and welcome to RetroBreeze. In today's video, I'm going to be modding my Miyoo Mini. Here's my white model, which I've already modded some white buttons in, as you can see. But actually today I'm not going to be modding this particular device. I have a different one here, which I actually got maybe 3 or 4 months ago, and it's just been sitting in my drawer. That is the black transparent Miyoo Mini V3. The V3 is very similar to the V2 with some minor changes. So I'm going to be modding this today. You might notice this video is unscripted, and that's because, as well as doing the mod, I actually wanted to talk a bit about the channel and how I've gotten to where I am and what's in store for the future. So I'm going to be kind of narrating very lightly the modding process, just interjecting with that, and then talking about the channel. So I got these mods, by the way, from SakuraRetroModding on Etsy. I highly recommend you follow their shop. Here are the blue Mega Drive buttons, or blue buttons with Mega Drive stickers, I should say. I got these a few months ago as well, and I just never got around to making the video. But now Sakura has released new buttons, which are the PlayStation ones, which I'll unbox and mod in now. I'm also going to do a speaker mod, so I'll talk about that when we get to it. So about the channel. The first thing I wanted to say, of course, is a massive thank you to everybody for helping me reach 3,000 subscribers. It's really hard to believe that I've reached that level, let alone in the amount of time that I have. I really never expected this to be anything kind of big or to take off or anything, and it kind of has. Really, I just started doing this because I wanted to make videos about things I was interested in. That's why my first video was like a KaiOS phone. Then I had my Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. I made that particular video because nobody else had kind of just done a basic intro to how to play the game. And I found it kind of complicated, so I just shared what I knew. Some of it was wrong, but people still found a lot of value in that video. Then I ended up getting a couple of retro handhelds, like the Retroid Pocket 2 Plus. And I really liked the Sonic games on there, so I made a video about that. And then the N-Gage tutorial. I've been emulating N-Gage for years on my Android devices, so I thought it would be a good fit. And it just kind of went on from there. Of course, then I got the Miyoo Mini, which was kind of a funny story because I ordered it and nothing happened for like 8 weeks. It just didn't arrive. So I got a refund on AliExpress for it. And then like 4 weeks after that, it randomly showed up. And then I messaged the seller and said, hey, can you charge me for this again, because it arrived. And they just never replied, and then the store shut down. So kind of strange, but I ended up getting that for free, which is kind of funny. Here are the PlayStation buttons, by the way. These are absolutely amazing. I'm going to show you my Odin in a second with the PlayStation buttons as well. These are amazing, and trust me, they're going to look awesome on the Mini. So anyway, I got the Miyoo Mini, and there was just a lack of tutorials or information about that device online, so I decided to just make a couple of tutorials. Really, all I did was crawl Reddit and see what questions people were asking, and just made videos in response to those questions. And lo and behold, those videos were just so popular. And I think I've always had a pretty good ability at presenting information pretty simply. It's actually kind of what I do in my job in a way. So I just did that, and I've been continuing to do that, and hopefully that information has been valuable. So before I continue, let's look at what's going on screen actually. So I've showed the speaker. Here's my iFixit screwdriver, and we're going to start taking this apart. First I'll take the battery and the SD card out, and then I'm going to take out the 6 screws that hold the shell on. By the way, if you've never modded anything before or never taken apart an electronic device, the Miyoo Mini is such a great starting point because there are no clips, and it's really difficult to break anything by taking it apart. I think the speaker mod is one that everybody can do, and it's so worth it. It just sounds amazing. And of course, Sakura's buttons. There are a couple of other modders making new buttons and stuff. So yeah, anyway, I'll just go ahead and take this apart now. So anyway, all of that content has kind of brought me to where we are now, and I've done a few different videos, reviews and stuff like that. And so I want to talk about what I imagine being in the future for the channel. Because as far as I would love to keep making Miyoo Mini content forever, I guess that will maybe eventually run out. I mean, maybe not, but I've just been kind of thinking about it. So in terms of my tutorials, that's something I will always do. In fact, I have so many ideas for tutorials for various devices and various topics right now that my scripts are getting kind of out of hand. I just have so much to explain and talk about. The only thing with tutorials is they take a really long time to do right, and I definitely never want to get anything wrong. And I've done that a couple of times in my videos. I've corrected it each time, but it takes a lot of work, but it's something I will never stop doing. The thing with the Miyoo Mini is its software is so unique, so it's really easy to find topics that nobody else has covered, which isn't necessarily something I'm like really hung up on. I'll make content in my own way, even if it already exists. But when it comes to other devices, with things like Android especially, it gets a bit more difficult because there's just so much content on Android out there. And I want to make sure that what I'm delivering is unique and good. So that's just something I've been thinking about. I'm especially interested in devices that have unique operating systems. So the Miyoo Mini is just so appealing in that way. Not only does it have unique software, but the software is like incredible. Really, like I cannot fault the Miyoo Mini software at all. It's so good. Especially the community softwares like Onion OS and Mini UI, they're just amazing. So that's really easy to make content for. Or not easy, but there's more content to be made. So I'm looking forward to stuff like the GKD Mini Plus, because that's going to have unique software as well. And I'll keep an eye out for devices like that. And of course, hopefully grab some other popular stuff. I have actually some Android tutorials in the works already. So I'll share those when they're ready. Anyway, another thing that I really want to do is, oh by the way, at this part I'm trying to use metal tweezers to take off that tape. That's such a bad idea. Don't do that. You're just going to shear the cable. I just ended up using my fingers, which was much better. So anyway, I really want to start doing more tech reviews and hands-on content. Actually, I am much more interested in the devices and the tech than necessarily the games themselves, which is kind of funny. But reviewing stuff and showcasing things is something I really want to do more of. Of course, I recently did my Retroid Pocket 3 review. I had a ton of fun doing that one. I have had the Odin for months now, and it's by far my favorite handheld ever, and I still haven't made any content for that. So I definitely need to do a review and some other stuff. The bottleneck with that is, of course, acquiring the devices. I'm not super wealthy or anything, so it is a bit of a bottleneck, but I'll still try and get interesting new stuff and review it if I can. I'm really lucky to have actually already been sent a couple of things. One from viewers, a couple from manufacturers who have sent me their devices. So that's something I really want to keep doing because I find it really fun, and I like sharing my perspective on stuff like that. By the way, here I'm just going to lever out the speaker and replace it with this one here. The key with the speaker mod is to not push it down all the way. What you really want to do is take the old one out and just push the new one in just barely enough that it stays in place, and then use the pressure of the screws when you screw it back on to make electrical contact. And I'll show you what that looks like a little bit later. So anyway, more tutorials, of course, I want to do. More hands-on and tech content and stuff like that. Device reviews, overviews, stuff like that. I have a lot of Android devices. I actually have a mini PC I was sent that I need to do a review on, and stuff like that. So I hope that that's stuff that you're interested in. If it is, of course, let me know in the comments. If it's not, let me know in the comments. And then the last thing I've been thinking of is more editorial style videos, like the one I did for the P60 or the earlier GameSir videos, although maybe not quite like that. I also did the video on the white Retroid Pocket 3, which maybe I won't do anything like that particularly again, because the response to that was I don't know, like partly fine and partly awful, but that's okay. Just go a bit easier in my opinions, I guess. So what I was thinking of though is like maybe like a weekly editorial video, like maybe a live thing, something podcast style, but not like a podcast. Like I just want to talk about things. I mean, there's so much to talk about now. I mean, I've been looking at what's going on with the AOA and Loki, and I could like rant about, no, not rant. Yes, rant, not rave. I could rant about that for hours because it's just such an awful situation. But there's also stuff like new devices coming out. I could talk about new announcements, stuff like that. And also old things as well. I have so many old devices lurking around, even old games I could talk about, stuff like that. The only thing is, like I said before, I'm more interested in the tech than I am necessarily the games, which is kind of strange for what I am, but you know, it's just what it is. So more tech stuff, more talking about tech stuff is something I definitely want to do more of in the future. By the way, here's the Sakura mod PlayStation buttons for the Mini after I get it into focus. They're kind of transparent with a sparkly texture inside. They look absolutely amazing. I'm really impressed with the quality of these. I honestly have no idea how they make them so well. They're just as good on my Odin, they have just as good of a feeling. There's kind of a unique idea with these, is to stop them from swiveling around in the case because there's nothing to hold them in place. He just included little pieces of double-sided tape, and you just tape the buttons onto the membrane, which for now seems like a good idea. I am a bit worried that they might dry up and just like break off and not work anymore, but I mean either way, if the buttons are swiveling around, it's not a huge deal to me, and you can always replace the tape. So anyway, in this next part, I'm just going to be making sure the fit is right, making sure nothing's sticking where it shouldn't, and getting everything in the right position. So that is pretty much a lot of what I wanted to say about the channel. I have two big projects in the works now that I'll talk to you about now. The first one is rebranding, or not rebranding, sorry, I keep saying rebranding, but it's not that. It's building a better brand for the channel. I really want to create a new opening that doesn't look like my first Macromedia Flash project. So I want to make a new opening. I want to have like curated music for my intro and outro, and as well as that, more graphics for the videos. For example, when I'm showing a game on the screen and I want to put the name of the game on screen, I want that to have a unified look. I have some really cool ideas for what I want it to look like, but I'm not sure how achievable it is in any reasonable time frame. I think it's going to take quite a lot of work. But it's something I'm working on, is just improving that branding. Also, I think about people like Russ from Retro Gamecore with his kind of measuring mat look. Taki has a very, very clean, like pastel color look to his videos. And even the Retro Tech Dad, who's really, really new on YouTube, his videos just look absolutely stunning. They have such great visual language that you kind of know immediately that it's him. And that's something that I really want to achieve with my channel. And something that I will keep working on. Obviously, I think that will be a bit of an evolutionary process, but to begin with, at least, I really want to do a new intro and stuff like that. You know, my bamboo mats are nice and clean, but I do want to get something a little more, I don't know, just a little nicer to have my videos, be the background to my videos. So, the other big project that I'm really working on right now is improving the overall quality of my videos, because I don't have a lot of space nor equipment to work with. And so I kind of find that in a way I'm very limited, but I also feel like I'm not maximizing what I have, if that makes sense. So right now, honestly, to make my videos, I have my phone strapped into like an articulating arm that is on a little folding wooden table that wobbles all the time. You might have noticed in my videos. and my phone is an Asus Zenfone 8, and that thing overheats like nobody's business. It literally overheats in about 5 seconds of recording. Actually, it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes of 1080p recording and the thing will shut down. It's that bad. And it actually gets like uncomfortably hot to touch. And you know, I'm really worried about cooking the battery on it. But anyway, the point is I have that on an articulated arm, and I have a Peltier cooler attached to the phone. And that keeps it cool enough to continue recording for a few hours. So that's fine, but it's not the best setup in the world. But that in particular is not something I'm looking to change too much going forward, because it just kind of works. What I really want to do is just improve the overall look and feel and just quality, perceived quality of my videos. There's a lot of room to be made with audio, and I know how I can improve that a bit, so that's something I'll be doing, making my voice sound a bit better and less echoey and stuff like that. But then the wobbling camera and focus issues, I don't know, I'm very, very like critical of my videos. I think they're fine, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten so many followers. But even so, I really want to improve the quality overall. So that's pretty much the two biggest things I am working on. So rebrand and just improving the overall quality of the audio and video of my content. And that's pretty much what I wanted to say. The only problem is I've actually said it, and I'm only a third of the way through the video. So I guess I'm just going to completely wing it. I'm actually just going to check my notes. Yeah, no, that's it. That's where my notes end. Okay, well, this is uncomfortable. Anyway, here I'm going to put the battery back in the Miyoo Mini and the SD card and power it on while it's open, just to test that the speaker works. And this is kind of funny, because you might see, I'll try and put the audio on this part, but the speaker does not work. So let's just take a look real quick. Oh my god, I'm so much earlier than I thought. I'll get there, I promise. Alright, so here the audio is not working. And then I found that if I tap on the back, basically if I tap on the SD card slot or anywhere, the audio will basically work. And so what that means is I have the speaker app actually pretty much perfect, because once I add the screws in here, it's going to force that electrical contact with the speaker, and I shouldn't have any more issues. So now I'll just shut it down, put the rest of it back together. By the way, as you can see, these PlayStation buttons look absolutely stunning. They are seriously such good quality. I can't believe that SakuraRetroModding isn't like a big manufacturing shop, because the quality is just unbelievable. They really are amazing. I really recommend following them on Etsy and Instagram, especially Instagram, because they'll announce their sales there. I don't know if they're going to be doing any more of the PlayStation buttons, but I hope they do, because I really want more people to get them. They're so good. So anyway, at this point in the video, I'm going to put the whole thing back together real quick, and then I'm going to basically just put the sticker on, and you'll see that as well. 2 stickers actually. So yeah, take another look here. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm seriously so happy with the V3, with the PlayStation buttons. The only thing with the V3 that's kind of weird, the shoulder buttons are definitely not as nice as the V2. They're not very clicky, they're kind of mushy actually. It's very strange. I'm not really sure what the difference is. Anyway, I got the old speaker stuck to me there. So I guess I'm gonna just wing it for the rest of this video with what I'm gonna talk about. And the first thing is to say some big thanks to a few people for getting me as far as I have. I definitely wouldn't have done it without these people. So first, I gotta thank Mikey. Mikey sent me the GameMax A380, and he also did some music for those videos, and I really appreciate that so deeply, because that device is not amazing by any means, but I think thanks to him sending that to me and what I discovered in terms of getting RetroArch to work on it, which had never been done before my video, it it really made that device a lot more than it was before. And that's not me, I'm not bragging about that, I'm just saying that I appreciate that so much, because that might not have happened if I hadn't have got my hands on it thanks to him. So anyway, there's that. And then I also wanted to say a huge thanks to Russ from Retro Game Core, who shared my channel pretty early on. I think I was at 630 subscribers when he shared my channel, and I was at 1,000 in like 2 days. It was amazing. He's just a real class act. He's such a nice guy. He's always supporting the community, always talking to people on Discord. He must be so busy. I think last time I checked he was like neck deep in mini PCs. So he must be so busy, but he's always making great content, and he's always sticking up for the community, talking to creators like, you know, inspired creators like me. It's really amazing. And then I want to say a huge thanks to, of course I have to say, the Onion OS team, who are just amazing. I just can't believe the heights that they've taken the Miyoo Mini to. It would not be the same device without them, and that's absolutely without a doubt. It seriously is. It would be nowhere close to where it is without them. That doesn't really make sense, or actually it makes so much sense it's obvious, but I really cannot overstate the job that they've done. It's absolutely amazing. Real quick, I'm just trying to decide which sticker to put on here. I ended up going with this grey one with the PlayStation symbols. The design is awesome. Again, Sakura did such a good job with this. So anyway, who else do I want to thank? There's just so many people who have just been talking to me, and, you know, Alex from the Onion team, who made the logo tweak app, you know. There's just so many. The retro handheld community in general has just been really amazing. Thor and Stubbs from Retro Handhelds, they're just really great. I love their content, and they've done so much work in building the community. It's pretty amazing, actually. And yeah, I don't know, before I get all emotional about it, that's pretty much it. So here I'm just going to finish sticking the sticker on here. You saw, actually, I forgot to mention, I stuck on the holographic PlayStation logo on the back. This was really easy to get on. I think I got it on pretty good at the end. It wasn't like completely perfect, but there were really no issues with the placement. I kind of best efforted this one. The speaker holes lined up and everything, so I think that's pretty good. And there it is, the final PlayStation modded Miyoo Mini. I personally think this looks so good, it's kind of absurd. I could actually imagine this as a PlayStation product, just like with the Odin, you know, with the buttons on like this. It just looks so legit, and I love the skin. Something I've seen a lot of people do is to put a sticker on the back of the battery cover so that you can see it through the transparent kind of battery door. So I might do that as well. I might put, I don't know, maybe like a PlayStation cover art or something in there. I thought that would be pretty cool. But yeah, here it is. I'm so happy with the mod. So happy with the black version. I need to do a comparison between the white, because there are actually a lot more differences than I thought between the V2 and V3. Because Miyoo actually told me directly that there was no difference other than the color. That's definitely not true. Even the battery is different, so yeah, anyway. I'm just going to boot up some Tekken 3 here, and fail at doing some combos, and just try and end every fight with Yoshimitsu's back square stab attack, because, you know, we're playing for style, not for anything else. So anyway, alright, I guess I will wrap my crazy ramble up there. In short, I want to say a massive, huge thank you to absolutely everybody, every single person who has viewed my videos, everybody who's liked them, who's subscribed, who's left a comment. I never expected to make an impact in the community, and I feel like I have, and that means a lot to me, and it means that, you know, I can share these things I'm interested in a way that is valuable to people, and it's just really great. And yeah, so thank you to you for watching this video. If you got this far, that's amazing, because it's like 25 minutes long, and I really appreciate your viewership. Thank you to the Onion developers, the Miyoo Mini community, everybody who's supported me so far. And that's it for today. I think I will leave it here. Miyoo Mini, PlayStation mod, Shem from RetroBreeze, rambling for like 25 minutes. Thank you very much for watching RetroBreeze, and as always, this definitely isn't scripted. As always, I look forward to seeing you again very soon.